Welcome to the Aging Well podcast. I'm Jeff Armstrong here with Corbin Bruton. In this and the episodes that follow, we will share candid discussions on aging and hear from the experts. We are here to inform and encourage as we experience, aging. From time to time, I like to just do a little micro pod where I just talk on a subject by myself. And today I was going through some of my old blog posts and just kind of looking for some inspiration and just kind of following up on some old ideas. And I came across one titled Exercising on the Hedonic Treadmill. The Hedonic Treadmill is not some brand new piece of exercise equipment or some new model of exercise equipment. It's essentially our happiness set point. It is the theory that our happiness is relatively stable, that life changes, whether positive or negative, have only short-term effects or consequences on one's happiness. In short, our pursuit of happiness is like walking or running on a treadmill. I'm no expert on psychology, but I do understand all too well the benefits of regular exercise. And I often share my own feelings about exercise and that they are very much like a guy who is hitting himself in the head with a 2x4. When asked why, he responds, "Because it feels so good when I stop." Exercise is difficult. It should be. It also releases brain neurotransmitters, chemicals like norepinephrine, serotonin, dopamine, things that help to regulate our mood. Exercise, in short, makes us feel better. Like any experience that has a positive effect on our happiness or feelings of well-being, this initial boost that we get from exercise soon diminishes. Same with life. When we have something that elevates our happiness and makes us feel joyful, that feeling of joy and happiness is going to soon pass. It's going to soon normalize. And equally so, anything negative that brings us down, causes us some level of depression, is going to change as well. Unless, of course, we are dealing with a clinical form of depression, which is, in a sense, really just negatively setting that hedonic treadmill. We need to increase the challenge. We need new goals to pursue. If we consider what happens when we exercise in order to improve our performance. I define exercise as any physical activity that is intended to improve one's appearance, specific fitness or sports performance, and or parameter of health. Thus, we are unsatisfied with our performance, not necessarily a bad thing. We want to improve. We work toward a goal. But since we are not there yet, or we tend to fall short of the goal, we fail. And I put fail in quotation marks. Failure does not feel good. We continue, however, and in time, with an appropriate level of effort, or should we say discomfort, we eventually succeed. We eventually reach that goal. And again, the satisfaction that comes from reaching that goal is short-lived. So again, we need to raise the bar, the hedonic set point. From a physical standpoint, we look at weight loss or fat loss is a worthy goal. Losing excess body fat is healthy. So the numbers on the scale, they drop. We feel better. Our clothes start to get loose. We feel better. As we look in the mirror, we like what we see. We feel better. If when we achieve our goal, we run the danger of growing increasingly dissatisfied, the goal or improved body composition can then become disordered. Thus, it is important for us to maintain our accomplishment and then pursue the next goal. The Japanese have a term for this. They refer to it as kaizen, which means, in a sense, continuous improvement. And that is, in a sense, what we are doing when we are exercising on the hedonic treadmill. We are improving in specific areas, and as we achieve goals in those areas, we move on to other goals to further improve those. And it should be a constant improvement that involves our entire system. Happiness is subjective. It is better to consider what gives us satisfaction and contentment rather than what is really happiness. The threshold of happiness, and what I would label as wellness, is an asymptote. meaning that we never quite get to that point of what some might call nirvana. It is a target. It is a target that progressively gets more and more difficult to hit, but we continue with continuous improvement to move toward that goal. It's as if the bullseye on a target is getting smaller and smaller, and we keep hitting the bullseye, but it's getting smaller, so hitting that bullseye becomes a bit more difficult each time. And this is what the target should be like with what I call well-centered fitness, as we look at growing spiritually, physically, intellectually, emotionally, and socially. We are constantly in a state of self-improvement, trying to move the mark closer and closer. And so life is very much exercising on this hedonic treadmill. We achieve a level of happiness and hopefully can maintain that, but we have to choose to be happy, and we have to choose what makes us happy. We have to choose to take the things that happen to us in life and evaluate them and understand how they are moving us toward a better state. And it's not always going to be good things that are making us better. It's not always the wins in sports that make us successful. I'm a big fan of the sport of wrestling, and there's a saying in the sport of wrestling that there's no such things as losers in wrestling. There's only winners and learners. And I really love that philosophy, because when we are not victorious, we are presented with maybe personal weaknesses that need to be improved upon, or deficiencies in our training or our preparedness for a specific goal or activity. And so when we fall short, it's not a bad thing. It is just kind of a road sign that's pointing us toward a better path. And so I would encourage everyone to pursue happiness and to choose happiness. And as you're exercising on that hedonic treadmill, realize that there's going to be ups and downs, but our goal is to keep elevating the things that are going to improve our lives and improve the lives around us. And if you find yourself in a situation where that hedonic set point is set very low and your levels of happiness you're just struggling to be content and to be happy, you're struggling with depression. And we're talking, not a momentary depression, not what we might call being bummed out, but we're talking about a physiological, a psychological depression that is just inescapable. Get help. Find people who are going to be encouragers, who are supportive, and will help you through your situation. There is always a way to elevate our hedonic set point, and it may take help. It may take, in some situations, pharmaceutical treatment. It may take psychological treatment. It may take just simply changing the environment in which you are in. But do find the help that you need to get you on the path to being happier. And as we experience happiness, as we experience positive things in our lives, realize that happiness is not going to last forever. That, as Forrest Gump said, it happens. And when it happens, we also have to recognize that good things are also around the corner. And so I hope that this encourages the listener a little bit to focus on kind of choosing to be happy and doing the things that are going to help to elevate that mood and that feeling of joy and well-being. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Until then, age well.
Thank you for listening. I hope you benefited from today's podcast, and until next time, keep aging well.
If you have topics you would like to have us discuss on the Aging Well podcast, please click on the links in the episode description to send us a text or record your message or comments. We'd love to hear from you and how we can help you age well. If you benefit from the Aging Well podcast and would like to support the content financially, please click on the Support the Show link or support our affiliates and advertisers.